If there's one type of person that a liberal hates more than Donald Trump, it is a happy, content, healthy, mentally as well as physically individual. That's what I've come to realize. The liberals or the far lefties, the so-called progressives, there is something about them and seeing somebody thriving that genuinely irks them. It gets on their last nerve. And I saw the best example of this when I heard the story about who they call, what they call it, the ballerina farm, right? That's what I guess is the show. And you got this girl Hannah in there, and she got all these kids and his husband. She loves being a wife and a mother. She's just soaking that life up, living on this farm. You understand me? Just living their simple, grounded lives. And the backlash that this woman got after being highlighted in a magazine stating how much she loved her life as a mother and a wife, which is, this is the nightmare of the left. They fiend for these things so badly that it turns into this deep seething envy and resentment. And when they see somebody getting something that they want, but they pretend they don't want, I don't need no man. But then they see somebody with a man and they happy with that man. Oh, they hate it. It burns their very essence, their core, their soul is on fire. You understand me? That's what happens when you are constantly feeding upon this victim mentality based rooted information, right? So we talk about echo chambers. I believe everybody is in an echo chamber. You right now are likely in an echo chamber. If you're agreeing with what I'm talking about right now, you likely found this because you're in an echo chamber. However, the thing that differentiates one echo chamber from the other, or at least what matters to me, right? Personal opinion, is that is your echo chamber filled with inspiring and motivating ideas, or ideas that are going to feed your soul, ideas that are going to uplift you, educate you, ideas that are going to move you from point A to point B? Or do you have an echo chamber that is filled with degeneracy, filled with fear, filled with misery, filled with contentment towards others, and filled with that victimhood mentality? That's the difference between the two echo chambers. And what I've realized is on the left, the woke progressive left. And again, this is a guy who grew up in the Bay Area. So I was in the hub of this woke ideology. I got to see it full frontal. No diddy. And what I realized was this. These people, it's like the things that they despise most are the things that are actually best for us. For example, it's now become racist to want to be thin or want to be in shape. So the opposite is, like fat acceptance, right? Body positivity, healthy at any size. It is now considered within that ecosystem, within that branch of the woke ideologues, that if you want to lose weight for aesthetic reasons, you are fat phobic and you're even now racist. There's a book that's written called Black Bodies or something like that. Which sounds real weird, me saying it out loud. But yeah, some book that explains how it femsplains, not mansplains, or, it womansplains, how the idea of obesity being a negative connotation is because of black people, which is basically alluding to say black people are obese, right? But it's saying because black people have bigger bodies and thicker bodies, there's the fear of the bigger body. And so this is a whole entire thing. And for me, I'm just like, logic brain kicks in and it's like, no, the reason why this is not suitable is because you will die. Like, it's really that simple for me, right? 1 + 1 always equals 2 every day of the week. I don't give a damn what Terrence Howard says. 1 + 1 for me is always going to equal 2. And so I say, okay, this thing is not good for you. Therefore, not, good outcome. So you have women who say, oh, I want marriage. And then the left says, no, you don't want marriage. What you want is to give that kitty cat to anybody who asks for it or anybody who doesn't, Empower yourself. How do I empower myself? Oh, it's easy. To give it away to anybody. Violate your own body. You take your temple and make sure everybody runs up in that temple. You understand? This is a temple run. This is what this is. Temple run. Make sure everybody gets a slice of that. That's how you empower yourself. Wait, so you mean I empower myself by violating myself? By unsanctifying myself? by creating even deeper trauma within myself. And then the radical feminists kick back in and they're like, yes, of course that's how you do it. That's how we've always done it, right? So they see you now on your way to do the very opposite of what they have been taught is supposed to be liberation. They see you get married. They see you wanting to get married. God forbid. I had a sister tell me not too long ago, she said her whole entire life, she always wanted to have kids, always wanted to have a husband. And the message she would get is, no, you shouldn't. Don't, you're too young. You're too this. You're too that. No. Why do you want that? You should want to live your own life. Also, you just want to throw your life away. Imagine we as humans, 80% of our biological makeup is to reproduce another human, right? 20% I would say is like to keep the thing functioning. And then the rest is just used to reproduce us and create more. Okay, I'll say 50%, right? Some of y'all want to get into the real stats. At least 50% of our bodies, especially a woman, is to reproduce and to take care of child. So imagine that 50% of your purpose in this life is to reproduce in such a way. And you have a culture that is telling you that that is throwing your life away. That's the logic of the left. That's the level of delusion as well as resentment and really it's a lack of humanity. If we even get in the conversation of how they unalive their own youth at such alarming rates, that's a lack of humanity. I'm telling y'all folks, these people hate, despise, resent anything that promotes life, anything that promotes good. Values must be torn apart, right? Oh, these traditional values of old. Yeah, you mean like integrity, dignity, honesty? Those ones? We need to throw those out? Free speech? Oh yeah. We don't want none of those. Those are white supremacy. Those are the patriarchy. Really? The ones that built the society that you now get to complain in? Those ones? The ones that created the very same device that you're now typing away at? Yeah, we need to throw all those away. And then do what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Mr. Comment Section Communist? What are you going to do, Mrs. Social Media Socialist? Are you going to build these things by yourself? Because I haven't seen any of y'all build up a damn thing. You're going to trade a chicken for a bushel? You're going to trade in a donkey for a goat? Is that what you're going to do? I highly doubt it. I always wish and hope that there are some people who are of this mentality and ideology who sneak into these videos and are just like, I don't want them to be seething, but they're likely seething. But I hope they're here to hear these messages to see how ridiculous this ideology really is. Imagine this, a world where being in shape, having a healthy relationship with your spouse, having children, reproducing, and having a community called a family that you start with and you build upon. Being somebody whose word is bond, they mean what they say what they mean. Somebody who actually wants the best for their country, for their community, as opposed to tearing it apart. Imagine those things being perceived as negative values. It's like they talk about this idea of radicalization, Trump's radical America. The things y'all are calling radical is to not chop a child's genitalia off. That's radical. If that's radical, I am an extremist. I'm an extremist if that's radical. Radical is to not have our kids reading books at like 4 or 5 years old titled In My Daddy's Belly. If that's radical. Family values, country first. Oh, God forbid. It's not like any other nation has not tried to protect its own citizenry. Like that's not the actual job of the government. What are we talking about here, folks? What are we talking about? But, what do I know? I'm just a sellout Uncle Tom who is pandering to the white man, right? That's pretty much all you see over here on this side of the screen. Yeah, these folks are different, y'all. These folks are different. Shout out to the ballerina farmer or ballerina farm. Is that what it is? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. for not being afraid to do what we've been doing for eons since the beginning of humanity. Having a family unit. Oh, God forbid. Oh, milking cows and the rest with the kids and just enjoying each other's existence without levels of deep toxicity, and you sending your daughters off to go and become the world's plug-in holes. Like, oh my God, what are y'all? God bless y'all soul. And everybody else out there too, all the same people. I know I don't always get back to my comment section. There'd be so much going on, and honestly, I spend so much time creating, researching, etc. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Till the next time, I'm about to go get me something to eat because I'm on my way out. I'm about to get my ballet farmer on right now. See what the hell's going on in that fridge. Peace.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light.